Hey, so I have not done a video in a fair while, so I thought I would do one, and here it is. So, thinking about all the things hypothyroidism and the thyroid gland and the gut health and all that sort of stuff, I just want to say that recently I've been eating a lot of gluten, and the cool thing about that is I've not had any reactions. And I attribute that to quite a few things, but it's really cool because, man, it's just the convenience of being able to eat whatever you want is pretty cool. But also there's like more energy, it seems, at least. The brain fog's still there a little bit, but you know, I can do a lot more actively: swimming, running, cycling. Done a bit of swimming, done a bit of cycling. Haven't really done running, but that'll be coming up later because I feel like I'm not getting as fatigued after doing stuff like cycling. Did a 60-kilometer ride 2 days back, and man, that made me tired the next day. But like, here I am a couple days later doing another bike ride, and like, that's the sort of thing that just wouldn't happen with me previously, energy wise. And I think that's because the gut is digesting the foods better. Probably the populations are better in there, I don't know. Be cool to be able to measure that, but I don't know how to, don't know where to go for that. So what I can tell you is just what I've done and what I think is probably helping to get to this point where I have the state of body that I am in at the moment. Alright, so what do we have here? The first one that jumps to mind is selenium, which I read a medical journal, and it was talking about some trial they did. It was a double-blind placebo trial, so you know, pretty much gold standard of testing of does this thing actually work or not. And it seemed to suggest it did. So with that, I thought I'd try that, which is you take a certain amount of selenium tablets, and the hypothesis was, hey, this selenium is used to build gut lining. So I'm fairly convinced that the hypothyroidism stems from leaky gut syndrome, which is you got a little hole in your gut lining which is only 1 cell thick, and when the gluten gets into it, gets in the bloodstream, it's not supposed to be there. Food's not supposed to be there. So the immune system's like, hey, get out of me. So it does an immune reaction to flush the bloodstream to get rid of the gluten that's in your bloodstream, which is a good idea. But in part of that is your thyroid gland looks a bit like the glutinous structure, so it gets sort of shot in the crossfire. That's my understanding. I may be wrong, but from all the researching, reading that I've done, that's sort of how I've internalized what's going on with that. So rebuild the gut lining. So I figured that 1.5 Brazil nuts was about the right quantity to rebuild the gut lining, and this was done over 3 months, these clinical trials. So I just thought, shit, I'll just eat a Brazil nut and a half every day for 3 months to do, you know, kind of the equivalent of the selenium count that they were getting. And you know, there's probably smarter ways to do this because bioavailability of that selenium may be better, you know, in a in a supplement, or maybe there's a different food group that's easier to digest. In any case, that's the selenium side. So the other thing is I started getting these daily immune booster probiotics. If I'm not lazy, I'll link that down in the description of what I used. But yeah, that's really only been recently, a couple of months or so of using them. Maybe 2 or 3 months. So similar time scale as the selenium, I guess. But I've dropped off the selenium a fair bit in the latter part of that. And probably 4 or 5 months, maybe even more. The third thing, which is kombucha. There's a mixed berry by, I think it's Nebbia or Neb something. Again, probably link it down here if I can be bothered. So that was pretty cool. because it tastes really good and you're building up the gut bacteria. Yeah, you can do it with yogurt and all sorts of stuff, but essentially I was just enjoying the drink and kept with it. I think that helps with digestion. The other thing is, yeah, stress is reduced, so in a stable relationship, which makes a huge difference, I think, because stress is a big one. Heart rate variability, spoken about it in previous videos about that. And yeah, I've bought an Oura ring again because the Apple Watch is cool, getting the heart rate variability data, but yeah, she can be a bit bright at night time. Wake up your partner or yourself with the green light, whereas yeah, the Oura ring is a bit less intense. This one actually does have green light compared to the first version, but seems to be not too bad. May actually be the third version, I'm not sure. In any case, this version, 2021, 2022 version, that's what that one is. And I had the previous one, which might have been a Gen 2 maybe. So yeah, in short, gut health seems to be doing okay. Fitness levels increasing. Yeah, the road to health is a bloody long one. Being diagnosed in 2016 with hypothyroidism, but just like the symptoms of energy and stuff like that, that's improved a fair bit, which I think is pretty cool. Fairly anecdotal, pretty hard to put a metric on, but yeah, I think it's worth just touching base with how you're feeling and heart rate variability data. And sleep, man, sleep. If you can get good sleep and good heart rate variability data, I think they're two bloody brilliant health metrics to go off. So I'll stop rambling now, end it there, and say goodbye. Have a good day, and see you later.